Hello there, so this is the third and final part of the playthrough of the game Consume Me, a video series that I created a couple of weeks ago where I play the whole game and also try to get all of the Steam achievements in the same run. Please keep in mind that this is the third video of this series. Please just watch the other two first. If you don't want to, that's completely fine. Anyways, thank you so much for clicking this video. Also, a quick content warning, this game touches sensitive topics like dieting, body shaming, calorie count, so be aware what this game is about before watching. So we start the chapter and we had a brief conversation with Jenny's friends. Hey, what's going on with you and Joanna? Are you two fighting? More than usual, I mean? Kinda. Why? Well, she told me not to tell you about her party on Friday. Oh, wait, you just told me? LMAO, oops, I can't even go though. Too much to do on my applications. Yeah, same. I doubt anybody's gonna go. I kinda feel bad for her. I don't. Jenny, you should be feeling bad for her. Like, that's not a very nice thing to say, girl. We had a brief conversation with Jenny's friends and then had lunch. I suck at this mini puzzle game, but also this one was more difficult since I didn't prepare an extra lunchbox last time, so please don't judge me. The goals of the week were to write 2 essays, save $100, take the SAT, diet, and get 3 teacher recommendations. This time we didn't have any extracurriculars because we needed to do lots of things. Jenny had a conversation with some of her teachers since she needed 3 different recommendations for her application. However, their requests were kinda weird. First we asked the history teacher, but he said that for him to give us his recommendation, he needed for us to get an ancient artifact. And to do that, we needed to search for information on how to obtain it first. And so we needed to search in the dungeon, also known as the library. He literally sent us to do some fetch quest. This guy. Also, going to the school dungeon, aka the library, costs 2 whole time points, so I was not ready to do that. So I talked to the polymath teacher next and learned that to get her recommendation letter, Jenny needed to have all of the skills at the same level. Fortunately, since this, as you may know, is my second playthrough, I already knew this. The first time I played this, I actually got my first game over here, since I only got 2 recommendation letters. But we are not talking about that. So I just needed Jenny's diet skill to level up. I did this by making Jenny read a book about dieting, and that not only improved her dieting skill, but also somehow improved our SAT knowledge. So I went and talked to the teacher again, and since all of Jenny's skills were at level 7, she wrote a recommendation letter for us. So now we just needed 2 more. But since I wanted all of the recommendation letters, I actually needed 4 more. So next we went and talked to the gym teacher, and his requirement was to complete a strength test, which I accepted, and his challenge was to push a literal boulder. Of course, Jenny couldn't move it, and that wasted all of her energy. So then, since I still had a time point left, I decided that it was best for us to drink some coffee to get another time point and visit the school dungeon. Once in the library, we see that some people somehow died reading in here. Don't ask me about the lore, I don't know what happened here. But we ended up finding a book that we are going to be using later. It was a book that has the answers of the questions of a game show. Then we continued walking and found another book. This time the book was written by the PE teacher. The so-called book only had 1 page, and it said that the truest strength is the willingness to try again, even under impossible circumstances. All of Jenny's teachers are kinda weird, not gonna lie. After that, I actually got lost and eventually found the book we needed. So the book said that the gender amulet was being sold at the store for $1. I don't really know what the point of the fetch quest was. I mean, I guess until now the other teacher quests had meaning. Like, the coach wanted to teach Jenny that even if something seemed impossible, that she needed to keep trying. And the request of the polymath teacher was all about having balance in your life. But what is the lesson here? Is it that you can find cheap amulets in the store? Anyways, we got out of the dungeon and had an extra scenario that gave us some happiness. And then we learned that Jenny's last time is Yao Xia. Also, we learned that she needed her social security number to submit her personal information for the application. But her mother told us that her social security card was somewhere in Jenny's closet, and so we now needed to clean it first to get the information. Finally, we had some free time. I immediately made Jenny stay up late so that we could get an extra point. Water some plants, and you know the rest. Makeup again, we got to see Mr. Roach again, and this time he had a couple of friends. And I decided that I needed more time points, so I sacrificed Jenny's sleep in order to get them. Nothing cannot be fixed with a couple of energy drinks. So next I changed Jenny's outfit since I needed more money, clean up the closet. We got some money, but we learned that the social security card was not there, and now we needed to clean the storage unit. We had 3 time points remaining, so I made Jenny drink some Red Bull, clean up the bathroom, earn some more money, clean the storage room, and after all that work, we learned that the social security card was not even there, and that it was actually in Jenny's grandmother's home. And now Jenny needed to clean her grandmother's place, but regardless, this gave us a lot of money, enough to pay the application fee, so I'm not complaining. It was not that bad after all. I could have started writing the essays that Jenny needed to submit, but as you can see here, she can actually finish both essays on the same day by doing a lot of different stuff. Like it gets her inspired or something. And there is actually an STEAM achievement that requires to finish the 2 essays at once. So I decided that since we already had done so many things on the same day, we might as well complete the essays. So I proceeded with cleaning up Jenny's grandma's room, and finally we found Jenny's social security card. It was in her mom's purse all along, so we didn't really need to clean anything, but well, I mean, this time she gave us $40, so I think it's fine. I bought some more coffee and energy drinks for Jenny and changed outfits to the one that lets us exercise consuming less time points. And with that I made Jenny exercise like crazy. I really needed to finish both essays, so she literally exercised until she didn't have more bites to burn. She literally had negative fat at this point. I used a secret technique to get another time point and used the special Oliver Cole that gave Jenny a lot of happiness. Jenny needed to eat to burn some more bites, so that's what I did, and then continued exercising. I repeated this cycle a couple more times and made Jenny read a couple of books with the extra time points until we achieved the required 1,400 words. Needed to finish the 2 essays at once, so Jenny sat down and began writing, and with that we completed yet another STEAM achievement. Until the next day, I chose the outfit that lets us burn some bites regardless of the activity, and as expected we got a debuff for consuming a lot of coffee the day prior. Today the cafeteria food was spaghetti, but honestly this minigame got easier since I didn't need to get any perfect lunches. So we had some free time after class and I decided that it was time for Jenny to get her final recommendations. She asked the math teacher for the recommendation, and do you remember the book that we got at the library? It was for this specific game, as the math teacher requires Jenny to get a correct answer at his game show. But since Jenny already knew all of the answers beforehand, we didn't have any problem with this. So we continued asking the vice principal for his recommendation, and this one was actually the easiest since he already had one prepared and he didn't ask for anything in return. However, this depleted Jenny's guts. So now we already had 3 teacher recommendations, but I wanted to get all of the possible recommendations, and since yesterday I forgot to buy the amulet at the shop, we couldn't finish the request. So I proceeded with the coach test. This once again depleted Jenny's energy, but she was able to get the recommendation letter and also burned a lot of bites. We got an extra energy drink for free, and after arriving home, Jenny practiced a secret technique that gave us an extra time point. I bought the amulet and I decided that it was time for Jenny to relax since her happiness and energy levels were too low. Then you know the rest. I made Jenny change outfits, read a couple of books, and finish the day. Since we almost completed all of the main goals, there was not much left to do. Got a few extra scenes, but everything else was pretty much the same. After lunch, I finally completed the task that the history teacher gave us, and we only needed the last recommendation, the one from the English teacher. His task was to get one of our skills to level 9. We, at this point, were very close in achieving that goal, since our athletic skill was at level 8. So I made Jenny exercise like she was possessed. Luckily, the 7-minute workout doesn't cost any time points, so we kept doing it until our energy ran out. Eventually, we leveled up the athletic skill, and we got the final recommendation. Now that we had all of the recommendations and had completed almost all of the main goals, we were good to go. So I made Jenny read a couple of books and went home. I got an extra scene where Jenny's outfit gets ruined. but it allowed us to change outfits without consuming a time point. So I changed to the outfit that lets us get 2 time points when we finish a book, put on some makeup, and after finishing the book, we got the 2 extra time points. Then changed to the outfit that lets us read faster and finish reading a couple of books. This also increased our SAT score. Drank some good old coffee, used the secret technique, ate some chips to recover some happiness, continued reading and finished the day. The next day, since I needed some happiness, I made Jenny wear the egg outfit. I honestly love this outfit. It has an egg hat, it's so cute. Anyways, we got on a scene where Jenny's in class and we made her pay attention, so it gave us more knowledge for the SATs. We then had lunch and somehow I didn't mess it up that much this time. Then we had some more free time after class, so I made Jenny continue reading since we only had 1 book left, and this of course caused Jenny to have a headache the next day. But I only needed 3 more time points to take the practice test, so I made Jenny stay up late once again, and since we needed more happiness to take the practice test, I just started searching for an activity that gave us happiness, and this was the perfect time to do some online shopping. Who knew it only cost $7 to be happy? Finally, we were able to take the practice test and Jenny aced it, and with that we finished the day. Unfortunately, we ate a little too much, but we still had 2 cheat days, so it didn't matter. I'm actually gonna fast forward what happened next. Since we only level up the chores skill by doing some daily activities, I also wanted to know what happened if Jenny went to bed without energy, and I was not expecting her to go to literal hell and be ripped apart. But anyways, I reloaded, drank some Red Bull, started a new day, got some lunch, got the athletic skill to level 10, and got a new Steam achievement as a reward. Finally, Jenny was able to take the SAT and she didn't bomb it. We actually got a very good score apparently. And after leveling up the chores skill, Jenny was able to submit her application. And with that, we finished chapter 4. As you can see here, we got a time lapse. Jenny is not at her home anymore. She has a roommate and is now experiencing the university life since we aced all of her exams. And thanks to us, she achieved everything she wanted. Or so I thought. But actually, we got on a scene that explains to us what happened. Okay, let's review what's happening this week. Before that, can we also review what happened over the past year? I got into Cornell, right? And then Oliver and I live happily ever after, and this is just like an epilogue, right? Look around you. Does this look like Cornell to you? Maybe. Well, it isn't. You didn't get into Cornell. What, then is this game over? Not just yet. You still have one more chance. Cornell gave you the option to transfer in. But to do that, you're going to need excellent grades. Excellent, huh? That should be doable, especially at my safety school. How close to excellent am I? Oh, girl, well, we had all of her skills maxed out, like we shouldn't be too far off. Let me put it this way, if you don't get a perfect score on your last 2 exams, then you'll die. What? Okay, let's focus. Your first exam is in 3 days. It's calculus. I don't know how to pronounce calculus, I'm sorry. But I hate calculus. I don't care, just study until you can get a perfect score in your sleep. Then you have a bio exam 3 days after that. But I hate bio even more than calculus. Too bad, you're a pre-med. You gotta eat your vegetables. Speaking of... Oh, come on. Why am I still dieting? Is there even a point? Who am I trying to impress now? Didn't Oliver say he will love me no matter how big I am? And how are things going with him, huh? You tell me? Not great. He's distant in body and heart. So let's not give him a reason to be more distant, okay? Follow your diet. Okay, just don't give me any extracurriculars, please. Sure, fine. Yay! Instead, how about you tackle your extracurricular backlog? No. Let me remind you what's on it. Oh, what the fuck? Born 999 bytes? Did I saw that correctly? Look, I know it's a tough week, but you just gotta get through it. It's all going to be easier once you can be with him. Just hang in there. For some reason, I believe in you. Bitch, what do you mean? What the fuck is that called? Like 24 activities in one day? Babe, we don't have enough coffee. Where are you? Are you coming to the party tonight? No, I gotta go to office hours for bio. we have that exam coming up, and I wasn't satisfied with my last quiz. Okay, overachiever, I wish. Honestly, I'm gonna need more than a few hours to fix this. I hope the TA can work some miracles. Wait a minute, isn't that... Hi, I'm Florence. You mean Florence? Shilia's daughter, the daughter my mom wishes she had instead of me? What is she doing here? I'm normally the TA for Tuesday section, but the other TAs all came down with a mysterious illness, so here I am. Actually we met before. We were both at Trinity's. Oh my god, Jenny! Wow! What are the chances? Yeah, what are the chances? Especially since, didn't you get a full ride to Stanford? Which my mom will not shut up about. Wow, good memory. It's true, I was all set to move to the West Coast. But then my dad came down with a mysterious illness, so here I am. I figure it doesn't really matter what school you attend. What matters is the work that you put in while you are here. Along those lines, what can I help you with? There are a couple of things I didn't get on the last quiz. I was hoping to, cover the answers. Wow, how diligent. Girl, you got 1 out of 5. You're not doing good, baby girl. We are not great at bio, huh? I'm trying my hardest, but I'm still failing all my classes. How do you do it, Florence? How are you so freaking perfect? Oh, Jenny, calm down. It's okay, just let it all out. Let me guess, things have been really piling up, huh? And you always feel like it's never enough no matter what you do? And that the people you love will abandon you the moment you slip up, and that everything will just be easier if you run away to California? How did you know? Except the California part. You might find it hard to believe, but I've been there. Really? You? Yeah, to be honest, I actually spent most of high school daydreaming about dropping out, and I would have done that or something worse if it weren't for the Lord. The Lord? You mean the one and only? You should come to church with me. Oh, fuck, it's always about the Lord and church, huh? This game, it's the second time it has done this to me. So yes, we now had 3 main goals, which were to ace the bio and calc exam and to maintain Jenny's diet. Fair enough, but we were back once again with extracurriculars. Also, my worst enemy came back, the perfect lunches. The going to bed with more than 50% energy goal also came back, and we had a couple of easy ones like saving $30 and reading a book, and we actually had some extracurricular activities now that seem almost impossible at first glance, which were to do 24 activities in a single day and to burn 199 bytes. But anyways, I decided that it was time to start with the diet puzzle. Fortunately, this was easier than the cafeteria food, so I got a perfect lunch after a couple of tries. I made Jenny wear the outfit that allowed us to get 2 extra time points after finishing a book, got an extra time point by making Jenny stay up late, put on some money aside for visiting Oliver, and made Jenny read her literature book. This gave us the extra time points, and we also burned some bytes. Then I changed outfits and began studying for Jenny's calc exam. You see, this is actually awful since Jenny gets a debuff every fucking time she studies. Like, why did you choose a career that demands you to study a lot if you fucking hate studying? I am really tilted. Sorry. Every time she studies, we only get 5 points more, and we need to get her score to 100, so we started at 65, so we needed to repeat the cycle 7 fucking times. Jenny, don't you like any other careers? Didn't Oliver mention that you won an art contest last episode? Anyways, I wanted to achieve the extra goal of making Jenny do 24 activities on the same day. And to cure her debuff, we just needed to burn 50 bytes. So I did that, got another time point, and exercised. The outfit that Jenny was wearing lets us exercise without the need of wasting time points. Once cured of the debuff, I made Jenny study some more, got another debuff, and now we needed to eat some chips so that we can cure her. We attempted some forbidden skills, got extra points, ate some chips, exercised more, went online shopping to recover some happiness, and made Jenny study some more. This time we needed to get our happiness level to 100% to remove the debuff, so I made her do some gentle aerobics, which gave us some happiness, and we repeated this until there was nothing left to burn. Jenny was very buff at this point. She was actually level 11 at athletics. She had muscles in her muscles. Once her happiness level was at level 100, we were able to study again. And now to cure the debuff, we needed to bring Jenny's mood below 50%. Honestly, which one is it, Jenny? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be miserable? What the fuck do you want from me?
Oh, she needs a fucking exorcism.
So after making me almost lose my mind, I made Jenny sacrifice her sleep schedule again, and since we were so close to achieving the last goal of doing 24 things on the same day, I made Jenny exercise some more, burn some bites, got more energy, and after repeating that a couple of times, we finally achieved the extra goal of doing 24 activities on the same day. And since we had cured Jenny's debuff, I made her study some more and got a new debuff. This time it required us to burn some bites to cure her. We still had some time points left due to drinking some coffee, so I made Jenny continue exercising and made her study again, and we got yet another debuff. This time we needed again her happiness at level 100 to get cured. We now just needed to study once more, so I made Jenny stay up late once again, so I got an extra time point and made Jenny relax and recover all of her energy and happiness. And with that, we finally finished our longest day. On the next day, we got a second perfect lunch after some attempts, got another debuff because yesterday I made Jenny drink like 10 coffees, and at free time we finished our first main goal of the week. We were fine in finances, but I want to show you this. Since Jenny is away from home, she doesn't receive money from her parents anymore, so the only way that she can earn money is by selling her clothes. But since one of my personal goals was not to sell any clothes, I couldn't do that. But luckily, I had saved enough money on chapter 4. I decided I needed Jenny to start studying for her bio exam, and we got the same debuff. And to cure it this time, we needed her energy at level 100. Girl, I am so tired of your debuffs. Can you study like a normal person? Anyways, we achieved a new extracurricular goal and got some extra time points. Got rid of the debuff, studied some more. Look, I repeated the same process of getting a new debuff and getting rid of the debuff a couple more times, so I'm not going to put you through that. And we finished the day with our bio exam progress at 50 points. Then we got my least favorite scene of the whole game. Honestly, this is the main reason why this game has bad reviews on Steam. Look, I'm not going to make this video about religion, but Jenny goes to church due to a recommendation made by Florence. And guys, we got a 5-minute cutscene that cannot be skipped about a man preaching us about the word of God. Look, I am not going to say anything about religion because I am not a religious person. I think it's fine. I don't have anything against religion. I respect it, but this could have been an email. I suppose it was a huge part of Jenny's life at that point, so I get why this is such a long cutscene, but I mean, I wish they would have given us the option to skip it. You know, it's fine if you want to make your game religious, but don't expect for your audience to be okay with you putting us through a whole 5 minutes of religion speech. I mean, we even got to see an animated version of Jesus. Anyways, Jenny left church feeling better and got a new ability to pray to remove her mental blocks. This costs 0 energy points, but can only be used once a day. And with this, we finished the day and proceeded to the next one. Jenny got a new bio reading at class, ate some lunch, got a free drink, and went home. We got an extra time point, applied some makeup, changed outfits to the one that lets us read faster, spent some money to do some laundry, and finished the bio reading in one sitting. This actually gave Jenny more knowledge for her bio exam, and we just needed now 35 more points to get her to 100, so we were doing great. Exercised some more, made Jenny study again, and got rid of the debuff, got 2 more time points, studied some more, and I decided that it was time for her to pray to remove her debuff. Praying means that Jenny messages one of the church people and they give her a Bible text, which makes her happy. So now, with the debuff cured, I made Jenny study again and ended the day. The next day, Jenny had the COLC exam. Since we actually studied a lot, Jenny got a good grade and finished the exam with ease. This consumed a whole day, so we began the next one. Ate some lunch, and we finally finished the extra goal of making 4 perfect lunches. This increased our dieting level, and we actually achieved a self-imposed goal of the playthrough, to get every skill at level 9. Got a debuff, consumed some energy drinks to get rid of it, studied again, and repeated that a couple of times. It's incredible to me how we only get 5 points every time we study. Anyways, I got some extra time points here and there, but basically I made Jenny study more. And at the end of the day, we had reached the 100 points we needed, and so we were just missing one extra goal to achieve. The next day, Jenny got a second bio homework, and without even trying, I got a perfect lunch. We went home, and Jenny texted Florence to ask her to use her connections to get the teacher to stop giving us more readings. And she told Jenny that she was stupid since the readings were actually just reviewing material. She had the whole year to prepare for these exams. I don't understand how we got ourselves into this predicament of needing 100 in every exam, but anyways. So we read the last book and got another STEAM achievement. I made Jenny pray, and she actually asked the church people what I was thinking during the whole episode. I get that she was pressured to choose medicine as her career, but you're choosing your future based on what other people want from you, and that is never the solution. She wants to go to Cornell just because Oliver is there, and wants to study medicine just because her parents wanted it. But hey, who am I to give our protagonist life lessons? Anyways, I didn't do anything relevant during the rest of the day, and we had achieved all of the goals already. So we finished the day and got a message from Oliver. He said that he was going to be free the next day for a video call. And so since there was not much left to do, I made Jenny relax on the last day, and so Jenny was ready for her call with Oliver. Hey, sorry I'm late. It's not good. What? Hello? Hey, how? Excuse me, do you know how long I've been... Shh, excuse me, can you go to another room? I have an exam at 8 a.m. Oops, I'm sorry. Well, that's one of the bad things of living with roommates. Okay, let's talk. Do you have any idea about how stressed I am? Yeah, I mean, it's finals week, right? Yeah, no, it's finals and I need to get 100 on all my exams, and the professor keeps assigning homework despite the exams, and without the doc here, my diet is basically impossible, and the only reason I even need perfect scores is so that I can go to school with you, but you won't even text me back for days sometimes, and like, calling you restores my mood, energy, and guts, but it's useless if you make me waste free time. Jenny, what are you talking about? Anyways, I went to church the other day and I'm pretty sure Jesus told me to take a gap year, so that's what I'm doing. I can solve my problems without your help. What do you say to that? Jenny, I was going to wait until break to tell you, but I don't think this is going to work out. Okay. I mean, I really don't like Oliver. However, I have to agree with him here. You see, I have a boyfriend who moved very far away to another country, and we still keep in touch. And sometimes I actually behaved like Jenny. Like, I called him and I got mad when he didn't answer, despite me knowing that he was busy. So I understand her reacting that way when he doesn't answer in a couple of days. But sometimes people are just really busy with homework, with studying. I'm just saying that that is not the way of doing things, Jenny. You shouldn't be jumping into fights. That shouldn't be your first answer. Oh, bye. You have been saved. You are now free of sin. But I also don't think that it was fine for him to tell her that before her other exam. He should have waited. Okay, I don't think that it was the right time, but I don't think that Jenny acted great either. Well, it seems I decided to trauma dump quite a bit, so actually, even if we achieve all of the goals the game throws at us, we cannot give Jenny the happy ending that she wants. On the last day, we are not able to do anything, Jenny doesn't need anything, and despite all of this studying done, she ends up bombing her exam. And we also learned that we didn't even get a perfect score in her calc exam. So Jenny goes back home while trying not to cry. Literally, if we cry, we have to restart the scene. Eventually, she arrives home, and after her mother scolds Jenny for having a nose ring, she tells her mom that Oliver broke up with her. And with that, we finish chapter 5. So we start the chapter with Jenny feeling like she has hit rock bottom. We are apparently now at her father's home, since it was implied a couple of episodes ago that he lived in a very cold place, and she had the usual talk with herself. To make it brief, with this we got the STEAM achievements that we were missing, as well as the self-imposed achievements. But even if we got all of this, we couldn't achieve a good ending. I mean, the other Jenny actually shows it to us. We get to see Jenny in a dream life. She is a skinny legend, and she is this rich, successful woman that she always wished to be, and she has all of these impossible goals, invents the cure for cancer, but we don't actually get to play as her. And then Jenny goes back to reality and she sets some impossible goals for herself. Then we fast forward 10 real years and we see Jenny using the computer and staring at the same goals that we had 10 years ago. So we accompany Jenny throughout her breakup. Oliver does not text her anymore, and the goals seem to have lost meaning, and we actually get to see real life Jenny. We just get to watch watch how Jenny starts changing careers, and even if she still lives with her parents, we see that she's trying to improve herself. And she starts attending a game design class. Slowly she discovers what is best for her, and then we got short-haired Jenny, a more carefree Jenny that is not as worried with her diet and has different life plans. We see how the goals are now based on developing her own game, and it's implied that she met someone and is dating. And she told us that she stopped going to the Bible study group after she got a boyfriend. We get to see an early animation of the game and how Jenny tries to pitch her game at a business meeting. We are informed that Jenny was invited to GDC, and we get a bunch of pictures of her life and the people involved in the game. The last part of the chapter is when Jenny decides to literally shave her head, and we have two outfit options, and based on her face mask, I assume that this was during COVID period. Finally, we got a conversation with Jenny with another game developer. After a couple of scenes, we learned that Jenny is still very strict with herself, but eventually starts enjoying life and is doing some new hobbies like ballet. And after a couple more scenes, we reach the ending. You see, I really like this game, but the ending does feel a little bit rushed. After chapter 5 and the church scene, the game goes downhill for me. I like that it touches some important topics, but we never actually see Jenny experience direct consequences for skipping meals. But the lesson I got was that sometimes you try your best and achieve a lot of things, but sometimes even trying your best is not enough. And life always goes on. So if you're going to decide doing something, please think first about what you want to do, because I was in the same situation as Jenny at some point. I was nagged by my father to choose a specific career. I chose it, I finished it, I actually work in my study field. But you see, it was not until a year ago when I started learning about myself and about the things that I wanted to do and about the things that I like. I realized that I felt like a puppet. I just did what everyone wanted me to do. So if there is something or anything you want to do, start with it. And it is very important to be healthy, but remember that dieting is not everything in life, and I guess that's what I took from the game. Perhaps it's not the ending that you wanted, certainly it was not the ending that I expected, but nevertheless I enjoyed the game, and I hope that you did too. Even if no one watches my videos, I will still be happy. It gives me a lot of joy creating videos. So thanks if you have watched this mini series. Goodbye.